day one at SPS. The place is rocking. How are you doing?
Unbelievable. Yeah, it was hard to get to the booth.
Yeah.
From my area in the back to here, it's quite challenging, but I'm doing well.
Cool. Catherine?
Yeah,
you?
it's great. It's awesome always to be here.
Good. Well, it's great to have you here. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by talking to Sander. We're going to be looking at product side, and then we'll be switching to Catherine to look at the whole services aspect. So Sander, a big issue today in this connected world is that shop floor operators often don't really know 100% what's going on in their OT networks, right? So for example, the number of connected assets. So what can you tell us about this general problem?
That's the classic challenge, right? So everyone is aware of how many machines are there because you see them, but what's inside those cabinets? What kind of assets do you have? How many PLCs? Or maybe there was an integrator once, or a colleague who was smart, plug in a Wi-Fi device, and then all of a sudden you have an extra asset you didn't know. And what you don't know, you cannot protect.
Yeah.
And then looking also at maybe an example, we had a customer where we did a proof of concept with, and they had 300 assets. Smaller sized area. And we figured out there were 5,000 vulnerabilities on those 300 assets. And the customer said to me, Sander, can we turn this off? I don't want to tell my boss I've got 5,000 vulnerabilities. Mm-hmm. But it's not even that much, because on a global scale, only in 2024, there were 40,077 new vulnerabilities announced by vendors. So it's not that much, but yeah, people are scared of knowing what's happening on, but therefore this transparency is really important.
Okay, so how do we get to this transparency then?
There's solutions for that. You already said products and services. We'll get to the service later, but good services built upon great products. And one of the products could be Industrial Asset Hub. Industrial Asset Hub helps you getting transparency on what you have installed. From every sensor to PLC to PC, you'll find everything. And then with Cybersecurity Guard, you're able to really scan or match the assets with the vulnerability disclosed by not only us, Siemens, but also the third-party vendors you see on all the other holes here. Although you can also stay on hole 11, of course. But those we support as well, and we tell you which vulnerability you have. And on top of that, with another product, Cybersecurity Monitor, we're able to give you a real-time view of what's going on in the network, really finding out those active threats and anomalies.
So you really go deep, right? So it's like an X-ray of the plant or something.
An X-ray, I like that analogy. That's actually great. Yeah, with the Cybersecurity software suite, we're actually able to find unknown products, devices with outdated firmware, and hand that over to a specialist.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's exactly what we do, and I think the X-ray analogy is actually nice.
Okay.
Because what is then the next step?
Well, you tell me. Services.
Exactly.
But make sure to use the X-ray analogy in your marketing slides.
Yeah, we will. We will think of it. Thank you. Thanks for the hint.
Right. So Catherine, we all love cool products, but we need services to make them even better and even cooler, right? So how do we make sure that this one-time X-ray visibility view is transformed into a permanently secure OT environment?
Yeah, if we think about the Cybersecurity software suite as the X-ray, I would say it gives you a great transparency, right? So you know about your install base, you know about your assets, you know even about the firmwares, about vulnerabilities, and even live ongoing threats. So this is already great to have. But also on the other hand, it's like this, that for X-ray you need a doctor, and for security you need specialists, right? And also you need to be on the day, yeah, so you need to react every day continuously. So, and that is where our services come into play.
Mm-hmm. So how can we then envision this in real life? What does it look like?
Yeah, so I would say our customers want to focus on a factory running 24/7, right? So, and for that, there's where our services come into play, where we can support our customers actually make the plant 24/7 running with our remote industrial operations services. And on top of that, we built even our security operations center. We offer managed security services. And that not only for our customers, we already did that since a long time for our own factories, right? We have around 100 factories worldwide, which we are securing with our security operations center. And that is already great experience what we have and what we can leverage now for our customers.
Mm-hmm. So you're really not just observing, right? You're actually acting, yeah?
Yeah, you can say so, right? This is the most crucial point in security, that you react in real time. Mm-hmm. if you give you an example, for example, maybe you take a PLC, there was a vulnerability disclosed from a vendor, and then this is noticed in the security operations center. And then they plan accordingly also countermeasures, of course. They would maybe plan to make an update of the PLC. And now think somebody will log into the network who has never logged in again. And that anomaly is actually also detected by the Cynic Security Monitor already. So live and in real time. And so the Security Operations Center can really check, is that a threat which is ongoing, or if that can be trusted.
Okay.
So I think for security, you really need both, right? The one thing is the visibility, the X-ray, but the other thing is also the response, the specialist, the doctor, and that makes security.
Yeah, I think you can see it as well. People are nodding, they agree, yeah? This isn't just a one-off thing, it's a continuous process. So, Sander, what if someone here at SPS comes up to you, or to Katrin, and says, I want to start improving my OT security? What do you tell them? What do they need to do?
Don't wait, start. Get that X-ray, get that Cynic Security software suite, get it installed, get to use it, find out what's in that X-ray, and then bring it over to our specialist.
Yes. So if you don't have the in-house capacity or resources, we can build the managed service on top of that and leverage our in-house capabilities, what we have around security. So I think that makes us even twice as strong, right? You have the tools and you have the service, and that will maximize your OT protection.
Exactly. And if you want to see more of this in action, you can either reach out to Sander and Katrin directly right now, grab them before they're off, or you can go and visit them at their station. They have two. It's number 42 and 48, where I think you also have live demos of the Cynic Security software suite, and also even more experts to let you know how to secure your shop floor. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much, Sander. Thank you, Katrin. Can we have a round of applause, please, for my two guests? It's been great to have you here.
Thank you, Max.
Enjoy the fair, and see you soon.
Yeah,
Thank you.
See you soon. Bye.
Thank you.